Hey guys, welcome back to Glam Finds, and I'm here with my top 10 niche fragrances for spring. And just so you know, when I say niche, I mean big house niche, not indie house niche. That's going to be a completely different video. I thought it'd be a little fun to actually basically end up having double the amount of fragrances. Some of these fragrances I have not given a full video to yet. If you want to see a full video, you guys already know, you just comment down below, let me know, and I'll go ahead and try to record one as soon as possible, hopefully sooner rather than later. Some of these are new to me. Some of these I actually didn't love as much initially, but are starting to grow on me for one reason or another. Some of them I prefer over others, but even the ones I don't prefer as much, I'm still gonna be wearing them because they make sense for the season. And some of them just perform really well, and I'm like, perform well and kind of go with the season. I really like seasonally appropriate fragrances. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not limiting myself to seasonally appropriate fragrances, but I do prefer it. So without further ado, because I've already talked your ear off, let's go ahead and start with the newest one, and I literally got it today. And I'm really excited about it, and it's from the house of Commodity. It's Commodity Moss Plus. So, obviously this fragrance has moss, it has some vetiver, it has some patchouli, it's got a little bit of smokiness to it. I really like this fragrance. And I will tell you, I didn't think I was really going to like this fragrance. It has some citruses, it has obviously moss, it has patchouli, it has juniper berries. And I like the opening, but what I really love is the dry down. It's really, really nice, and it's really appropriate for spring. That's why I kind of ordered it just in time for that. I do have a discount code. I'm going to link it down below. So if you want any Commodity fragrances, it is an affiliate link, just so you guys know. Commodity reached out, asked me if I wanted to try any of their fragrances. I had the entire sample kit. This is the one I chose, so I'm not just showing it to you because they sent it to me. No, I asked for this fragrance. I really like it. Again, spring, this is really appropriate. And bang for the buck, I'm really starting to enjoy this house, and I do kind of want to delve into a few more from the Discovery Kit that I really enjoyed. Commodity Plus, link down below. Next. Let's do something a little different, something a little bit more spring gourmandy from the house of Acqua de Parma. It's from the Blue Mediterranean line, Mandorlo de Sicilia. I blind bought this. This was a really risky one for me because it comes off gourmand, right? In the opening, I get a root beer float, but in the dry down, it goes more into the vanilla realm, but a vanilla you can wear in the heat. So you can totally wear it spring or summer, but because it's more vanillic, I think spring is gonna be the season that I wear it a little bit more. I'll do a whole video on this one because I actually really like it. I mean, it's 150 ml, so I'm glad I really like it. But next. So this next one is gonna be basically my brunch scent for spring. And it's from the house of Memo Paris. It's Marfa. So I don't think I have to tell you this, but I love tuberose. Tuberose is the brunch note that I always go to. This is tuberose, it has orange blossom, it has ylang ylang, a little bit of vanilla. You're gonna get sandalwood. I don't get as much vanilla as I get sandalwood, but it's definitely in there, and it's really, really nice. I really like kind of that elegant feel that you're gonna get with this fragrance. Again, elegant fragrances, that's my brunch go-to. And if you haven't smelled it and you like tuberose, I would highly encourage you to smell it. Don't blind buy it. Don't blind buy any of these. It's a horrible idea. Next. This next one I only have a decant of, and my new thing is if I like something that I have a decant of, I'm gonna finish the decant before I buy a whole bottle, and it seems like I'm not finishing any of the decants, so it was a good idea. It's from the house of Parfums de Marly, and it's gonna be Parfums de Marly Greenley. I love apple. A lot of their summer fragrances, and actually a lot of their fragrances have apple, but I love how the apple is in this. There's like a touch of creaminess. It's got just enough sweetness without being too sweet. It gives you the green vibe that you want in spring. As of right now, Greenley is my favorite warm weather scent from the House of Parfums de Marly. I just feel like it's the most unique one out of all of them. Initially it was Sedley, and I thought about getting a bottle of that, but then when I smelled this one at the boutique in New York City, loved it immediately. So if you haven't tried Greenley, I highly recommend at least giving it a shot. It's not going to be everybody's favorite, but for me, for spring, it hits hard. Next. This is another one that I bought a 15 ml of, and I was like, I'm just going to get the 120 ml bottle. And then I was like, okay, let's finish the 15 ml and then get the 120 ml. And it's going to take forever to finish the 15 ml because I have plenty of fragrances from the House of Histoires de Parfums. It's 1725. This has almond, it has licorice, it has anise. It kind of has a fougere feel, but it's got this sweetness to it, and on paper and on skin, it is two completely different fragrances. It has a gorgeous, gorgeous sillage off of skin. When I wore it, it was just so beautiful in the air that I was like, okay, I have to buy a bottle. Again, I will when I finish this because it's really nice. If you like almond, it has a little bit of powderiness. I don't feel like it ever got too powdery. I never felt like it got too gourmand. Because some people say it has a gourmand vibe, and it has the notes to have a gourmand vibe. It does have vanilla in it, things like that. But it has kind of like an aromatic feel with that modern gourmandish flair. I don't know if this makes sense. You really have to smell it. The 15 ml testers are pretty inexpensive. I absolutely love it. It is my favorite from Histoires de Parfums so far. I think I've only tried 4. I'm gonna keep trying them. They're so good. But 1725, I think Casanova is what it's called, 1725 Casanova. So good. Next. Okay, this one I'm not going to talk too much about. I've already done a video on it. You guys already know how much I love it. It's probably going to be in every spring list I ever do. From the House of Mancera, it's going to be Juicy Flowers. It's hard to wear this without me getting a compliment on it. And I get it. You guys already know I was not super impressed by Instant Crush. There is kind of an Instant Crush backbone in this, but it's like they gave it what Instant Crush to me was missing. And I absolutely love it. If you haven't tried Juicy Flowers, if you can try it, it's not always that easy to get. Give it a shot. I think you're going to be really, really coming back to thank me. Next. I haven't talked about this one in a while, but it is one that I tend to reach for in spring, so I need to talk about it. From the House of Nottin & Wilson, Mr. Smelly's brand, it's Gravitas Puro. If you're looking for an aromatic fougere that is really modern and sweet and honestly can be pulled off by either sex, it is this one because it has this gorgeous vanilla note in it that just really rounds it out and makes it really perfect. Perfect for spring, perfect for compliments. And honestly, it just smells really good. This is one that if you haven't tried, to be completely honest, I feel like you really need to. You need to do yourself a favor and give it a whiff. Next. This one, just by the notes, I always knew I was going to love it. From the House of Julia Has a Gun, Sunny Side Up. Coconut and sandalwood, guys. There's not too much more to say. I think there's also vanilla in it. Not super sweet, but sweet enough. You're going to think it's gone off of your skin, but you'll get compliments hours into the dry down. It's really, really nice. This one, I think a lot of Juliet Has a Gun fragrances will kind of trick people into thinking that they're gone. I haven't had any performance issues with this at all, and I absolutely love how it comes off of my skin. It's so nice for spring. I really like that sandalwood feel. Coconut, I usually reserve for summer, but the way it's used in this fragrance for me is a spring fragrance. Next. This next one is the one that I was not initially impressed with, but I'm glad I didn't sell it because realistically, sometimes you just want a fragrance that you can wear outdoors, get good performance with, and it just fits the season. It's not going to be reach for as much as the other ones, but realistically I am going to reach for it, so I'm just going to be honest about that. From the House of Nishane, it's Nishane Hacivat. Oak moss is a note that's been growing on me. That's why I didn't get rid of it. I was like, let me hold off a second. I like the juiciness that you get from the pineapple in this. And the oak moss, it's growing on me. Do I feel like it deserved all of the hype it got? No. I think the problem is sometimes when something is too hyped, it makes it really hard to love because you're like, this should have been basically a bar of gold with scent. That's how people talked about it. And then you're like, oh, it's just a fragrance. But I do like it, so I can't say anything negative about it right now. I'm gonna end up throwing it in the rotation for spring, so it is what it is. Nishane Hacivat next. All right, so the reason I saved this one for the last is because it is my absolute favorite fragrance of all times. At least if you ask me now, and probably in the near future, and it's just really that good, guys. From the house of Micallef, it's Desir Toxic. This is kind of herbal, a little green, sweet. To my nose, a little creamy. In the dry down, I kind of get this like shaving foam. I don't know where it's from exactly, but I know I absolutely love it. The juniper berry in this is gorgeous. It has a cannabis note. It's not really prominent, or it really doesn't smell like cannabis to me. There's a touch of a green note. I think that's what I get from it, but nothing that specifically smells like cannabis. It is so gorgeous. It's such an elegant fragrance. I would say if you had a wedding to go to in the spring, absolutely rock that one. It is, I mean, I have so many good things to say about it. I have nothing negative to say about it. So I don't want to like drone on and on because you guys already know I am head over heels over this fragrance. If you haven't smelled it, I would highly recommend getting your nose on it. I smelled it from my Scent Explore bag and immediately told my buddy. I was like, I really love this fragrance, and he actually bought me a bottle for Christmas, so I feel like that was really sweet. I will never ever be without a bottle of this. That's how I feel about this fragrance. So let me stop hyping this fragrance up because, you know, it's just something that if you have the opportunity to smell it, I would highly recommend it. As always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like this video if you liked it, be subscribed to my channel, hit that notification bell to get notified when I drop a new video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!